the Israelites, when they were delivered by God, way back in Deuteronomy, God says this wonderful thing to them. And he shares with them how he's related to them. And he has had this relationship with them in God's perspective as a father. Now, that's radically different than any of the false gods of the day. The god of Ra, the Egyptian god, or the god Dagon, the Philistine god, or the god of the Baals, the Canaanite gods. None of those gods are seen like a father. They didn't even conceive of a God that way. But the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was seen as a father, not just by the people, but by God himself. And so God says this in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 31. Listen to what he says. It says, "There you saw how the Lord your God carried you, as a father carries his son all the way you went until you reached this place." That's a beautiful statement, is it not? It says, just like a father carries his son. Now, I've been to Disney World. My children are not tiny anymore. My baby son is 6'3" and outweighs me by 40 pounds. But there was a time where my kids were smaller. They were big enough to walk, but not that far. Do you remember that? Some of you are living that right now. Chris preached last week. I enjoy hearing Chris's stories about his daughter, his toddler daughter, because I've been there, and many of you have as well. You go somewhere like Six Flags or somewhere else like that, Disneyland or wherever, back when I went to Disneyland, and they would get tired. They couldn't go as far as mom and dad, and so they ended up on my shoulders sometimes. You carry them because they are too weak to carry themselves. God describes himself in his relationship with his people as that way. I carried you, just like a father carries his son.